वरुण भाई इधर लेफ्ट में देखो, लेफ्ट में जानवी जी रुकिए ना, जानवी एक का शुरू कर लीजिए।
You can realize the vibe when we talk about a performance which would be ended by, I think, Pratik Gohil, who is going to be apparently a rage in Gujarat. So we are having him as the headliner for the show on 27th. And then we are following it up with our main awards on 28th, which is going to be at the Gift City, and we are looking at a large crowd being present there. And I would love to give you the lineup of the people who are going to be there in terms of performing with us. We're going to be having a mesmerizing performance by Kareena. We're going to be having Ranbir Kapoor. We have our own dear friend, really 18, Varun Dhawan. And we have Janhavi Kapoor with us, and also Kartik Aryan and Sara. And the host is not me, he's going to be the host who's sitting next to me, Karan Johar. And he's going to be assisted by Ayushman and Manish Paul. And so you can imagine what the camaraderie will be between three of them. And I really hope they bring out the 28th of this month. So, in terms of the year, we have first time we are doing a 2-day event. We've never done Filmfare across in automotive segment, and we're very happy to be partnering Hyundai this year. And in terms of, I would say, Bollywood is people always think it's like Bombay. It's not Bombay. I think Bollywood is a national passion, and I think there's no better place than Gujarat as of today as a destination for us to be in Gujarat. And I would like to thank Gujarat, the government of Gujarat and the respective departments for inviting us and partnering us to be doing our one of the best years, 69th edition of Filmfare Awards in Gujarat. And the amazing part is we were actually looking at multiple venue options in Gujarat, and we realized that we should be at the, I would say, the hub of development in Gujarat, and that's the Gift City, Gandhinagar. I think the government has been.
Right side, Varun.
Look center. Look center.
Varun, your right side.
भाई सामने देखो, सामने.
Now your right. Varun, your right side.
Left side. Neeraj side. Right side. Sir. Solo.
जानवी जी रुक जाइए आप भी। वरुण सर
कम जानवी का पहला सोलो बस लुक सेंटर जानवी जी सेंटर देखिए
जानवी जी स्ट्रेट
जानवी
चलो हो गया। वरुण आ जाओ।
वरुण भाई
थैंक यू
ऑल ऑफ यू रुक जाओ। जानवी जी
ये थामा भाई।
जानवी जी
जीतू सर।
जानवी
राइट साइड प्लीज
वरुण जानवी। इधर रे। सामने देखिए। Yes.
लुक सेंटर लुक सेंटर
Yes.
नाउ योर राइट साइड
जानवी जी राइट सेंटर में
जानवी जी यहाँ पर। सेंटर प्लीज। वरुण भाई सेंटर में देखिए।
अरे यार जानवी जी
जानवी सर यहाँ पे
यहाँ पे
नीचे क्यों मत बाबा बेबी का लो।
हाँ सर कम
बाबा बेबी
सर आ जाओ साथ में
क्या बोलते हो हिंदू है ना।
जानवी जी आ गया ये थोड़ा। जानवी जी आ गया ये थोड़ा।
हिंदू में थोड़ा तकलीफ है।
सर सर रुकिए ना वरुण सर
लावटे खाली हो रही
We'll probably take a minute to prepare the shoes. I think that makes more sense. And for the other guests, requesting you all to please come ahead. Come forward in the
सेंटर में सेंटर में सेंटर
लावटे लावटे खाली हो खाली हो खाली हो चेतु
requesting all the guests to please come forward once all of that done with the
to everyone part of Gujarat tourism for actually making a huge place in their hearts for us at Filmfare and the entire Bollywood fraternity. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Harit Shukla. Thank you for being such a spine and support to Bollywood and, of course, to brand Filmfare. This is the 69th Filmfare Award. It will be Varun's favorite. It is 69th, and next year will be the 70th, which will be my favorite because 7 is my lucky number. So I'm very thrilled that I'm actually hosting on this absolutely spectacular moment in time, going to Gujarat, celebrating with the land of culture, tradition, and now empowerment and economic growth. It just makes it the best location because what we are looking for, what is cinema? Cinema is two things. It's culture, is displaying our culture on celluloid, and huge economic growth at the cinema halls. And that is what Gujarat stands for. So ladies and gentlemen, we could not be in a better location than Gift City on the 28th, and of course we have 27th, a two-day event, which is again a first. As Jitesh said, that there are many exciting performances. You already heard that there's Ranveer, my boy Varun, my girl Janhavi, there's the lovely Sarah, there is Karthik, there is Karina, and there's of course Ayushman and Manish and myself. And this also marks the debut of Rohit Gopakumar into the crazy world of Filmfare. I have to say that Rohit has been such a solid force and a force of nature at the Times Group, and for him to helm things for the first time is daunting and exciting in equal measure. But I think he has the absolute support of Team Filmfare, led admirably by Jitesh Pillai. He says with great humility, but 20 years in one organization is no mean feat, ladies and gentlemen. 20 years to run the magazine and an award ceremony. We make movies, and running award shows and a magazine is all the same thing because you're dealing with fragility all the time. Fragile egos, fragile timelines, and of course fragile deliverables. He's done that with such, I think I would say, with abandon and always with a smile on his face, never showing really what happens behind the scenes. Rohit, I should say that this is your first, and I'd like to tell you about my first. So the reason I started hosting was because of Filmfare Awards. I was then asked by the team of Filmfare in the year 2000 actually. No, 2001, sorry. It was that year that I was asked to host, and of course I hosted that year as the first time I've ever been on stage hosting any ceremony, and that began my journey as a host. So it's been actually, Jitesh, if it's your 20 years, it's my 22 years of hosting, and subsequently of course I've hosted a fair amount, as you might know, and so I have an emotional attachment to the enterprise that is Filmfare. And let's all know and admit that this is the most archived history in history of cinema. It is such an archived award. Winning a Filmfare is really truly going into the archives of Hindi cinema
and Indian cinema, because now Filmfare is cutting across all languages. So to have that moment in history is what most creative artists aspire for. That's what makes Filmfare not just powerful, but exceptionally emotional and special to all the nominees and winners. And of course, like Jitesh said, and I wish that everyone in the industry had the spirit to come and applaud the wonderful talent that wins. Being nominated is a great thing and everyone should know that. I have been in the industry 25 years. I've only won 2 Filmfare Awards, but yet I applaud the geniuses who have won several others and many more. And I will continue to, no matter what the wins are, no matter what the glories are, it's the participation and the sense of community that Filmfare stands for. And so thank you again to Gujarat Tourism and to Gujarat, and sir, thank you for leading the way, and we're all very excited to be there the 27th and the 28th. Thank you so much.
You can realize the vibe when we talk about a performance which would be ended by, I think, Prateek Gohil, who is going to be apparently a rage in Gujarat. So we are having him as the headliner for the show on 27th. And then we are following it up with our main awards on 28th, which is going to be at the Gift City, and we are looking at a large crowd being present there. And I would love to give you the lineup of the people who are going to be there in terms of performing with us. We're going to be having a mesmerizing performance by Kareena. We're going to be having Ranbir Kapoor. We have our own dear friend, really 18, Varun Dhawan. And we have Janhavi Kapoor with us, and also Kartik Aryan and Sarah. And the host is not me, he's going to be the host who's sitting next to me, Karan Johar. And he's going to be assisted by Ayushman and Manish Paul. And so you can imagine what the camera team will do with 3 of them. And I really hope they bring out the 28th of this month. So, in terms of the year, we have, first time we are doing a 2-day event. We've never done Filmfare across.
It hasn't been that long that I have hosted Filmfare. Has it been that long? There was a 2 year. I actually hosted Filmfare in the year 2020 with Vicky Kaushal. So I'm actually back after 3 years. But thank you, ma'am, for that compliment. I don't consider myself the best in anything I do. I think that we all are creative artists trying to achieve excellence, be it in any sphere. I'm just happy that beyond the periphery of filmmaking, which is producing and directing and curating cinema, I can also get the opportunity to host a talk show or host an award ceremony. It means a lot to me that I've been doing this for over 22 years, and I hope that doesn't stop, because it's a great way of connecting to your core audience, and it really keeps me motivated in more ways than one.
Thank you, Karan. Thank you, Varun. Thank you.
What does it mean to me?
Yeah.
It means a lot. It means it's some kind of a validation, right? In your career, when you work very hard in the year and you put in so much blood, sweat, time, sacrifice, and when all that is done in the end of the year, you're compared to your peers, and hopefully the best person gets it. And Filmfare, like Karan said earlier, that's something which gets recorded in history. Everyone discusses कि ये साल किसने Filmfare जीता था, best actor का, best actress का, or whether it's even in the technical categories. It's very discussed and very revered by us within our fraternity for sure. So it means a big deal, I think. It's like you're reaching the top of the mountain.
Janhavi?
I mean, like Varun rightly said, I think it just means that someone has appreciated your work, whether it's the jury or whether it's a popular choice award. I think it means a great deal for an artist to be appreciated for the effort that they've put in. And yeah, I think Filmfare has always been a symbol of credibility and something that actors and technicians and filmmakers alike aspire for, that kind of recognition and appreciation. I remember when I first got nominated for a Filmfare for Gunjan Saxena in the Best Actress category, the kind of, I didn't expect it to mean as much as it did, but it really changed the way that, I don't know, I guess having that external validation of people recognizing you made me believe in myself more. And I think that's what awards and specifically Filmfare means to a lot of actors.
I think especially where art is concerned, it's very important because we gauge success through the box office, which is very important because it is a business, you need that income coming in. But sometimes a film is made very well and it doesn't get that desired result in the box office. So when it gets awards, then the film lives on. You know? It really lives on, it gets more legs. The artists and the people behind making that film get so much respect. It empowers them and makes them brave to go ahead and continue making the cinema they want. So in that sense, it's very rewarding for these people. So hats off that you all keep it, that you all are going. This is the 69th year. Jitesh, it's your 20th. So it's great that you all are going on and you're going to keep encouraging Indian cinema.
Thank you. It wouldn't be.
Actually, it's not the first time. The first time was in Assam, where Filmfare was held, outside of Mumbai. Actually, maybe the second time. Outside of Mumbai, first time, I remember many years ago, it was in Pune, once we had done here, many years ago. And that, I think the first ever was outside was Assam.
आप जानते हैं कि हम निर्माता हैं, निर्देशक हैं, तो हम अपनी ऑडियंस को हमेशा we cater to the audiences and the audiences will be from the wonderful, lovely Gujarat. So I'm sure there will be the usage of the language definitely हमारे script में. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone in this dais for including me in this celebration of what we all know has been a milestone year for Indian cinema. And I think also a celebration of this amazing state in our country that's given us so much culturally, given us cinema so much. And I, in fact, in the past year, have spent a lot of time in Gujarat. I shot significant bits of our upcoming film, Mr. and Mrs. Mahi, in Ahmedabad. I went for my cricket camp in Baroda. We shot another schedule in Surat, so Gujarat really does feel like home. And I really don't think there's a better place for us to have this Filmfare celebration. And my first memory of Filmfare, I think, it was actually with Mom. So as everyone knows, Mom wasn't a very outgoing person, but when it came to Filmfare at home, it was always like a family outing. Like we'd get ready, we'd go, and she was very excited to show me, all of these amazing performances, and I'd pick out her dress. And I remember the first Filmfare that I ever went for. I picked out what she wore. She wore this black gown. तो हाँ मैं हाथ पकड़ के पहुँच जाती थी धीरे-धीरे देखने के लिए सब कुछ. So yeah.
And finally, your first ever performance at Filmfare
was also film. My first ever stage performance was also Filmfare. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. I think that's when I actually fell in love with dancing and performing on stage for a live audience. And yeah, that's because you're always so welcoming and so encouraging, and I can't wait to be back on the Filmfare stage.
Genuinely, as artists, when we perform at Filmfare, it's always the best. Like behind the scenes, you don't see how much hard work Anu puts in, or how much of the other, the other editors over there, or the other journalists over there help you out from times too. And Jitesh is always welcoming and comforting, especially when you're new, you're full of nerves, and even when you've done a few years in this business, you get nervous, just before facing a crowd. And I believe this time in Gujarat, the capacity is of like 10,000 people. उससे भी ज़्यादा ब्लैक हो जाएगी टिकट. बट हम चाहते हैं कि पूरा फुल हाउस हो गुजरात में, मतलब गांधीनगर में एकदम जलसा का मॉल हो, मतलब एकदम मजा आ जाए. हम चाहते हैं स्पेशली मेरे लिए, मतलब आई जेन्युइनली लव गुजरात. So it's very exciting. My bhabhi is also Gujarat. Who in Dharma is from Gujarat?
Apurva is from Gujarat. He is my boss.
CEO.
My CEO, my boss is from Gujarat. It's a personal connection.
Everyone's boss is from Gujarat.
Well, thank you.
I remember there was a technical glitch that
It's so ironic that year there was Alia, Varun and Sid all debuted and none of them won the debut award. And it was their first performance. And ironically, Ayushmann won.
Ayushmann, and he deserved it.
Of course, it's fantastic.
I was just excited that I got to perform that year, and you didn't. Alia and Sid didn't perform. Ayushmann didn't perform. Did Ayushmann perform that?
All three of you performed.
No. You're talking about screen.
Oh, screen.
See, this is the love he has. I don't know.
But everywhere that year.
I remember.
You remember.
But there was a glitch, and when I was going for my performance, I've come on stage, the lights are shut, the lights come on, and the music just stopped midway. And bang in front of me, I see Mr. Salman Khan just watching me like that. And I have got so scared because I'm like, music band ho gaya, मैं क्या करूँ, नाचूँ, क्या करूँ? I started sweating. I've gone back. I've told Jitesh, ये क्या हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है? He said, no, don't worry, people will understand. We'll edit this part or whatever. Don't worry, you start again. And that whole performance, I remember Bhai had just made like eye contact with me, and I had to look into his eyes and dance, which is not easy because I was trying to smile and all, and but even if he's smiling, he won't smile. So he was just looking at me like. So I don't know if he liked my performance or no, but I think he did like it eventually. It was? Janhavi was 12 that time. That performance.
Janhavi, tell us about your first.
I decided to come out. I didn't know Jitesh back then. And sorry? No, my first performance ever was also Filmfare.
Yeah.
But he's talking when I attended Filmfare for the first time. In 2001, like Karan said, when he hosted for the first time, Janhavi was 4 years old that time. So, he just said I was 4. I just wanted to know, so I can say this joke. But anyway. So, which
He's just getting back to me. Yes, she is 26 years younger than me, and I'm very proud of that fact.
But genuinely, I think when you think about Filmfare, when you think of hosting, obviously you've had Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, you've had Saif Ali Khan, who have done a wonderful job, and Karan Johar as well. I always get glued to the TV. I used to when Karan used to host, and then now for the last couple of years he's not been hosting. So it's going to be great to see him back on the stage, and he's going to. It's a comeback. Don't call it a comeback, but it's a comeback of sorts, and he's going to take over the stage in Gujarat. Some censorship rules will be placed, but besides that, it's going to be great because Karan's a great host, a great dose, and if he doesn't like you, he'll be a great ghost also, as in ghost you. But I think just seeing him on stage, it's going to be the most entertaining Filmfare, I think, in the last decade or so. I vouch that this one's going to be the best one.
Varun, tell us about your first performance.
दिनेश तुझी माने
Support in making this moment possible. We look forward to celebrating the best of Hindi cinema with you on the 27th and 28th of January in the vibrant state of Gujarat.